one more on this. This was a witness. This person witnessed the Israeli embassy officials being murdered, and then went on to CNN where they tried to. I don't want to say justify it, but they tried to spin this, and this guy was having none of it. Roll this.
As you go forward, with what you have seen, can you give us any sense, because you said you looked the shooter in the eyes, can you give us any sense of what you saw in him as he was sort of getting help and people were tending to him as if he too was a victim of seeing this?
Yeah, just to be clear, I heard about that part because we were in a secure room when he initially walked in. I just saw him screaming and then being handcuffed. But what I saw in his eyes, I mean, I went to Columbia for grad school, and I saw the same thing in his eyes as I saw in the eyes of all the protesters at Columbia. Nothing different between him and them. But
they did not create this horrific shooting. They did not,
what?
They didn't shoot.
They gave permission.
Yeah. What a stupid idiot she is.
Oh my God.
And they've called for this. They have called for intifada revolution, which is the same thing he yelled last night.
Yes. Yes.
Do you worry that there will be a conflation, though, of the two, those people who are speaking their minds, who really care about what is happening in Gaza, and those people who are like this person who did this horrific shooting, who intend to do harm?
Intended?
A conflation. I mean, they are calling for intifada. At Columbia University, they call for intifada constantly. They're not quietly. They're loud. Yeah. They're loud. You can hear it. They make recordings of themselves. So what's the difference?
Are you afraid?
Yes.
We're
all afraid. Everyone should be afraid.
Pause it. If Jonathan Epstein there on the right, if he was transgender, do you think CNN would be interviewing him the way they are? No. So I don't understand what else these morons on these networks need to know about intifada, globalize the intifada, kill the boar. How many times do we have to go through it on what the actual meaning behind it is? Right? We're not talking about 8647 James Comey, right? Okay. We're like the intifada for all of you collegiate morons out there that chant this. Exactly what you saw at that museum with 2 innocent people being killed, that is globalizing the intifada put into practice in real life, right there for you to witness. And you protest on behalf of that. I'll tell you what, it is amazing. I'm actually grateful that I don't have boys, because if I would have sent boys to college and they were walking around waving the Palestinian flag, I don't care if they were at Stanford, Columbia, UT Austin, wherever, I wouldn't even get on a flight. I'd say, Kristen, I'm getting in the car and I'm driving and I'm going to go there and I'm going to drag my kids off the campus with my fingers up their nostrils. You losers. All this diversity and everybody's feelings, and we're all, everything that they preach to you for 8 years now. BS. Well, Trump's Hitler. The Jews are evil. Kill the white farmers. Frauds and hypocrites.
How about the CNN anchor, though? What a dummy she is.
Why
what a hideous human.
How many humans?
Hideous.
I can't imagine that there's an American that says, I got to watch her every day.
I'm like, he did a good job, but like, thank God I wasn't there. I would have been like, F you, you cow.
Feel bad for him, though. His last name is Epstein.
Fight Club coming up next.
Hey!
Fight Club coming up next. Get on over to YouTube, youtube.com/@1210WPHD. And yes, Greg in Exile Jersey told me that he works on a construction site, so he can't get on over to YouTube. I apologize. I know.
Well, he has one of the 20 toughest jobs in America.
I know.